Welcome to Philosophical Friday. And if you saw the title, you might ask yourself, wait a minute, what does debt have to do with philosophy? Well, actually, a lot. And I'm putting this in the context of our national debt, of course, which is nearing $30 trillion. I mean, where does that number come from? What is that? But I want to give you a little lesson on debt that I used to give my kids, actually. But here's the point I want to make. Debt is a lot about what you think and what you believe. So is economics. I mean, we can track economics of the past and sort of do statistics based on that. But listen, in the bottom line, economics is as much philosophy as it is science, okay? And what we think about debt going forward, very, very important. So I want to give you something to think about. Now, here's how I taught my kids about debt when they were teenagers. I'd sit them down. I got 3 kids, and we'd play blackjack. I had 200 pennies totally, so I gave each of them 50. I had 50. We played. Of course, I wiped them out after a few games. And so now I've got possession of all 200 pennies. They have none, and we can't play anymore. So here's where I taught them about debt. I wrote out 3 IOUs for 50 pennies. They signed it, and I gave each of them 50 pennies. Now, here's the key. We still only have 200 pennies on the table, but on paper, there are 350 total pennies now. So we play a while. Again, I wipe them out of their pennies. And we are still having a good time and want to keep playing. So I did the same thing. 3 IOUs again for 50 pennies. Gave them the pennies. But again, stop, realize we still only have 200 actual pennies. But now on paper, we have 500. Well, that's what's going on with our national debt. What was hilarious is, I was getting hungry and I said, all right, we're going to stop here and I'm going to get a hot dog or something. So pay up. Pay me what you owe me for those IOUs. As they say, the look on their faces was priceless. I mean, they're thinking, what? And I use the opportunity to say, listen, debt can really make the game fun. It can make things exciting. It can be a really good thing in life. But always remember you have to pay it back and make sure you have the means by which to pay it back. Never do more than you can handle. Now, with that principle in mind and that belief, what the heck are we doing in our country right now? And so I want to leave you with this question. Now that you understand the problem of debt, we have all of this money on paper, close to 30 trillion, but in actual money, nowhere near that. And so I just simply want you to think this weekend about this question. What happens when the debt game is over? When the game ends? When the debts are being called in, what will happen to our economy when we actually maybe have to pay this back?